Hello, so this will maybe be a little bit of a controversial video because with my experience having been in the school figure era and being a figure skating purist and also being part of a figure skating insoles company where we're quite concerned about proper alignment. We like to correct pronation and supination. We like to avoid supination. And supination is not only kind of ugly, but it's also weak. And so I don't like supination and I try to avoid it. And I don't believe that supination is a good technique on Lutz. So the topic right now is Lutz, and I know a lot of coaches and skaters out there believe that you need to supinate to do a proper Lutz, and I don't believe this is the best way to do a good Lutz at all. And you know, not only can it lead to injuries and weaknesses and pain, but I think it's bad technique. And I think what we use this supination method to apply flip method to the Lutz. So for a flip, let's say I'm taking off an inside edge here. This is the flip takeoff position, but if I supinate, I can be on an outside edge and still use this flip technique. In a flip, you put this toe pick in, you're on an inside edge, and this glides past, and then you wind into your backspin position in the air. And you can be on an outside edge and use that same technique by supinating. So this glides past up into the air, and then you wind into your backspin and position and do your Lutz. Not the way I would do it. Not the way I would do it. So for a flip, we put the toe pick in inside the curve here, and I jump this way, so this is how I would do a flip. But for a Lutz, we put the toe pick in inside the curve over here, and we go directly into the backspin position. That's how I would do it. And so, yeah, you have an athletic position on this outside edge, and you're springing. You're giving yourself height by springing here, but maybe you're not quite as long on this because it comes right into the position, the backspin position here. You don't have quite as long to spring on this right gliding edge, and you have to rely a lot on the what a pole vaulter. I call this the vaulting leg sometimes. To vault means to jump over something. So pole vaulters jump over a really high bar by running as fast as they can, putting the pole in the ground, and then the pole redirects their speed upwards. And I think this is what we want to do on a Lutz. We want to redirect our speed upwards. And this is another misconception that I see many coaches and skaters using. They think, I've seen this, people try to demonstrate that you somehow pull yourself along with that toe pick or something like that. You put this toe pick in and you draw yourself along. No, just the opposite on a Lutz. What you're doing is you're actually stopping yourself with this pole vaulting technique, and you don't actually stop yourself, but you reduce your speed. You start with a lot of speed, and the more speed you start with going into a Lutz, the more speed you have that you can redirect upwards by putting the toe pick in, and see how I go up when I do that? That's the technique we want to use on Lutz. So you can practice this technique, reaching back. I've got a lot of bend in one leg, and the other leg is quite straight with a pointed toe, so it's as long as you can be. And yeah, see how you go up? That's the method you're going to use to go up. You can practice this on a straight line. Stop yourself. And stop yourself. You can see me going up by using that technique. So with the bend and jumping technique that we use with the gliding leg that's on the outside edge, and the pole vaulting technique that we use with the picking or leg, those two help us go up. Yes. So the position for a Lutz takeoff, as I've said, is this one. You can see that I've got from the hip to the blade a lean, so I'm on a definite outside edge. The outside edge is from another way of saying that we're not going to supinate. Another way of saying that is that we're going to lean not just from the ankle down to get on our outside edge. To me, that's cheating. We're going to lean right from the hip to the blade. So you have your blade is lined up through your hip, basically, on an outside edge. That's my skating purist method. So if I was going to get into the position for a Lutz takeoff, it would be something like this one. And you can practice standing in this position. Skaters, coaches, let your skaters practice standing in this position. Notice that how the toe pick is inside. This is the line of the blade here. I'm going to be going on a curve, and the toe pick is going to pick inside that curve. I can practice next getting into this position with a little bit of speed. So I'm on a back outside edge, curving. I reach inside the curve. Now I'm ready for my Lutz, right?